Okay,
All
we're
right,
on.
everybody, rise and shine, everyone. It is Mer World Card time, and we're with Dan, the Great Curator. We are between two slabs. Dan's got his drink on, and I've got my dog on. Everybody here's Maverick. He's already 4 months old. Hi, Maverick. Say hi, Maverick. And he's a booger. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Maverick. Yeah, you are a booger, aren't you? You keep me up at 5 in the morning every morning. So go on, wait for mommy, okay? How's everybody doing? Let's look at the comments, chat. We see Brian Adams, Chris, Baker Boy. Dan, how you been doing? How was your weekend?
It was good. You know, I saw you on Saturday at the LA Proper Show.
Right.
Hung out with you for a little bit. And it was nice. You know, it's nice not having to do a show, not having the pressures of doing a show, but also I feel like I miss it. You know, I feel like I can only go so long between doing shows where I start to really get that itch. So I think it's been like 3 weeks since I've done my last show. That's too long for me. I think every 2 weeks I need to do a show.
I think you're better off doing it the way you're doing it, just showing up at the show with no table, because it's just easier on the mind and body at these shows in Los Angeles. You know,
well, I didn't sell anything either. So
you didn't make any deals?
No, I was just selling slab mags. I probably should have taken a couple deals, but I got greedy about it. So, you know, I missed out on those opportunities. But yeah, it's much harder to sell when you don't actually have your cards laid out and, you know, have a table set up.
Yeah, I did a little better than the card stock trading show, but still, you know, it's LA. It's
It's a different market. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that tonight because I want to discuss that video that you made a few weeks ago where
it was last week.
you were saying that LA is letting you down or is killing you, right?
It's not killing me. It's just, you know, I love LA, but like you said, I think they're out of stock out of largemouth bass. You know, that like everybody's taking my fish out of the fishing hole. There's no more fish in the pond. I think it's time to restock.
Let's discuss this because some people, like not everybody that is in the chat right now or that follows us, not everybody's from LA, right?
Right.
But I think what's going on, like last year when things started to open up, we were like really spoiled.
Yes, we were
in LA, Orange County, Southern California, because we had a card show every week when other parts of the country, they didn't have a card show at all.
No.
The community here was very, very strong. And every weekend it was packed. Like it was packed. Like you had to get on a waiting list just to get a table.
Oh my God. It was crazy.
You had to wait in line to get into these places and the deals were flowing and everything like that. And it was awesome. It was an awesome experience.
Well, we were cooped up for a year, dude.
Yeah. And then I just remember there was like this part of this is part of the market too, when the market started to decline. But I just remember like mid-year, like around May, the card shows started to really, really get difficult in terms of people wanting to do deals. Like for some reason, the cash just dried up everywhere. Nobody was paying cash for everything. Everybody just wanted to trade. They either wanted to trade up or they wanted to trade out of their very common cards. And it became very, very difficult to deal in cards in Southern California last year, which is one of the main reasons that it pushed me out to go to Dallas, because I was looking for an alternative market. Because what I noticed is I was like seeing the same guys, the same cast of characters every single week, the same cards, and guys were just passing their cards around to different tables, right? And it was like a game of hot potato. And that's why that's what prompted me to go out to Dallas for my first out-of-state show, because I just wanted to get away from those people. Not that they were like bad people or anything, but it's just like you can only do the same deal so many times with these guys, right? So that prompted me to go out of state. And when I went out of state, that's when I saw like, oh, wow, it's way different when you're not seeing the same cards and same people week after week.
Exactly.
And I think that same problem has continued to just kind of really saturate or dilute the market here in Southern California, where there's like so many shows. Like I could probably count like 8 different card shows that run on a regular basis cycle through every month. Sometimes there's like 2 card shows a day. Sometimes there's 3 card shows
Oh no, you
a
can
weekend.
definitely think, and then you think
Yeah.
about other ones like Diamond Nines every Saturday
Yeah.
and every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
They have a setup that you can always go to. There's also Frank and Son, which has vendors there every Wednesday and Friday, Saturday, and then your regular guys like Cardstock, LA Proper, Premier. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head that you may know of.
Yeah, it's oversaturated. And what I think happened, what I think that caused, well, there's a couple reasons we can look at it, but like from the consumer side, I think it's what it's done is it's just like it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's diluted the buying power of everybody, right? Like there you can't you can't really in good conscience go out every week and buy cards, right? It's
Mhm.
like people just don't have that much disposable income to be buying cards like that. So it just kind of dilutes your buying power, I think, in terms of just like what the word I'm looking for is fatigue. It fatigues the buyer because they got so many options that they could just go and then not do a deal and then come back next week and maybe do a deal or whatever like that,
Exactly
right?
right.
They're not incentivized to make the most of the card show opportunity that weekend. Um, and then for the seller side, it makes it very difficult to sell your cards because just people are not willing to do deals. Like they want to trade up or they want to trade down or whatever like that. So it makes it very, very difficult to go out there every weekend and try to do deals with people.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and then you have stuff that I know that I can sell at full comp at these shows, like in Dallas or Atlanta or wherever we go, or Vegas. And then people here just want like 50% of a comp for a hot, a rookie card that I could easily sell even on eBay at full comp. Why would I sell that for 50% when I can sell it for over comp on eBay?
And
Doesn't
I
even
think
make
that's
sense.
part of our culture here too, here in Southern
Yes.
California, where we have like I joke around a lot, but it's not really a joke when I say that people in Southern California are like sharks.
Yes.
They will not hesitate to lowball you or get a really good deal so that because they're trying to flip it. They have that flipper mentality, right? There are more flippers out here than I would say there are actual collectors or long-term investors. So they still have that really aggressive mentality in terms of how they negotiate with you. So it's not for the weak of heart. I would say, like, if
No.
you come out here for the first time thinking it's going to be all roses and everything like that, you're going to be in for a rude awakening for sure. In terms of that, and then um, and there's just so many card shows. Like everybody wants to be a promoter. I could probably name like 8 to 10 different shows that are happening around here, and they're all competing with each other, and
Yes.
they're all trying to outdo each other. And it just makes it very. I just feel like it's too spread out. You know
And
what I mean?
I don't think they even are agreeing to be even in sync with or unison with one another. I don't think they will even want to work with each
Oh,
other,
no,
do
no,
they?
no. Like some people have made alliances here and there, but it's
Okay.
very much still like Game of Thrones style guys where these promoters are secretly trying to like take each other out so that they can get their share of the other person's territory.
And
Like
I'm afraid winter has come to LA,
yeah,
folks.
yeah. I don't want to start any drama, but I've
No.
heard stories and I've seen things behind the scenes that just like make me scratch my head about how these guys how competitive it can get between all the different promoters out here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah. But as a buyer, as a sports card collector, if you're not part of any of that scene, you don't care about selling your cards or anything like that. It's like you're spoiled because you've got your pick of the shows every single weekend. You can go and do whatever you want, and there's no pressure to buy or anything like that. And if you live here, it doesn't really cost you anything. Most of these shows are free, but it's just a totally different vibe than let's just say Dallas, for example, which we're going to go to in a few weeks, where um, it only happens every 2 months. Most people come from far away to go there, so they're incentivized to make deals and make the trip worthwhile. And there's like 3 or 4 continuous days of dealing. Right? It's just a
Mhm.
totally different energy. And why I think that show is successful over many of these other shows that just happen like on a Saturday. But I think that's a good segue into what's happening next week, which is the Union Marketplace big show
Not
in
this weekend, but
Del
the
Mar.
weekend after.
Yeah, next week in Del Mar. That's going to be a 3-day show, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is the biggest biggest show that's ever happened here in Southern California in the last 2 or 3 years, right?
And yes, and even though this is Southern California, you have a feeling this will be different than most Southern California card shows that we've had in this past year.
I hope so, because they're renting out an entire like warehouse or something, like a convention center.
I know. Yeah, they've shown pictures. Yes.
300 plus tables.
Right?
Yeah, 300 plus tables, 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They got some big sponsors in there. So I'm hoping that it's going to be really good. I'm hoping that people from different areas of the country will come to this show and try to do deals. And I think the energy there is going to be really good. So I'm super excited for that.
Definitely. I can't not wait. We will all be there, set up together with tables. You know, Dan and I will be there along with Brian of Sunday League Investor.
Yeah.
Graded Guards will be there. Dan will be there with his Slab Mags. Who else will be with us? Anybody else?
Paper Gems, our friend Mo, Paper Gems will be there.
Mo will be there. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Can't wait.
Yes. So all the SoCal dealers will be there. Plus, hopefully we get some out-of-state dealers. But what I really want to see is I want to see like people from out of state come and check it out. People from Vegas, Utah, Texas, whatever.
You have their big wads of cash that they have at Dallas.
yes.
Because
or at least
when you go to these shows, folks, if you haven't been, for those who've never been at these Dallas shows, they bring like wads of cash. They have $20,000 and they are looking to spend that $20,000 at the show. They don't want to leave with cash in their hand. They want to spend it.
Yeah. It's crazy. Dallas is a different league, dude. It's the big leagues, but hopefully this show in Del Mar will be comparable to that. At least in size, it's comparable, I think. But in terms of like the crowd that comes there, I'm very excited to see what's happening there. But with that, let's get to some of these comments here. Let's say hi to our people.
I see so many. Yes, let's get to them.
Okay, Sin City Cards.
Yo, what's up, Sin City? Good. I saw your his what do you call them? The bunkos, the wrestlers.
Bunkos.
Yeah.
Did you say bunkos? Did you just call those things bunkos?
I don't know what you call them. I always forget the name of them. But he had the wrestlers, so he just tagged us. Yes.
Yeah.
But he had the Lawler and everything. So those were cool. Global Sports Card Investor in Australia. Good day there, my boys. Pittsburgh, Anthony, pleasure seeing you again this Saturday. What's up, gents? Freeman, yo, and hello. What's up, Freeman? Modern Cards and Crimes. Well, wait, what's going on here? What do I read here? 100,000 for the Kurosawa. Nice. I'll only ask half of that for mine. Okay, we've got a whole. Let's go through all these questions, and then we'll go back to them.
Look at that! Right?
Yeah, I saw that. I knew it was going to get a 9, a PSA 9. I would have been very shocked if you got a PSA 10 on that.
Yeah,
and I would have been really pissed off, even though it's not mine. If it was a PSA 8,
yeah,
I would have gone back down but.
But just
a 9 for you, man.
Just to comment on that, somebody asked me how much, and I don't know how much this thing is. Like I put 100,000 as a joke. I should have put $1 million.
You get some of that, okay? I expect a dinner tip out of that.
but somebody will like probably get all pissed off that I wrote that comment. But whatever,
Oh my God, you're gonna have a lot of hate videos from that.
I know, right? It's my card. I can ask for what I want. I should say 250. Exactly. 250,000 for that card. So.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see here.
OC Sales Online. Is this Brad?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, it's okay. Merlin, can you please tell the viewer your story again? Yeah, I just kind of told it about the fishing story. It's the same thing, Rod. There's a reason. There's I'm from North Carolina. There's a reason there's a deer season, because if, you kill all the deer off, there's no deer left. So you got to have time for them to mate. So you have deer to hunt and them to grow. And then if you get rid of all the big mouth bass, if you catch them all, there's nothing left to catch. So if you have shows every weekend, there's really not any cards left. It's just oversaturated. It's depleted. And like Dan said, it's just, you can come back next week, and it's just, the sport is gone. It's pretty much.
There's not enough money to go around as
exactly.
As much as I would like to say, as much as I try to pretend to be like a full-time card buyer or whatever. There's just not enough money to go around. Like, I don't know any here in SoCal. I know like maybe like one person that does cards full time, maybe two people that does cards full time. But the rest of us, we have common jobs just like everybody else. We can't be spending thousands of dollars on cards every weekend.
You need like a
Right?
month break to like clear the palate.
Yeah. It's just we need like one good show here every month or every 2 months, and I think that would re-energize the
Hey,
market here for sure.
wait a minute. There's like a imposter of mine right here. What's going on? There's a doppelganger
Hold
of
on.
Mirror World Cards Canada. What the hell? Banff?
Wait,
Canada?
okay. Hold on. Let's get through this. Let's
Okay.
check it out here.
Mervin Flores, how's it hanging, gents? What's up, Mervin? Feed the gods, Aaron. Good evening, gentlemen. Chaos Cards and Kicks, what's good? What's up, man? Brian Adams, Angels are winning. I guess the LA Angels. Global Sports Investor, we only get 2, maybe 3 shows a year. I'm in Melbourne. See, and I bet those are kicking, aren't they? I bet they're packed and everybody's spending.
If you consolidate, right, and it doesn't become so commonplace, when you go to a show like Dallas, for example, that happens every 2 weeks, it's like a family reunion. Basically, you get to see all your friends again, all the people that you get to do deals for several for like 3-4 days straight. It's a great time, and that's why I love to travel out of state now to these other shows, because it's just so much more worthwhile of an experience when you go to a show that's like 2 or 3 days long. That happens every couple months versus like a small town show that happens every week, right?
Yeah, the energy is so much different. There's so much energy at those shows. King Cards, good evening, gents. Content as always. Thank you, man. Card Market Media, what's up, fellas? Marvin, maybe there's a big amount of flippers in SoCal versus Dallas. Yeah. Definitely, but there's just so much stuff going on. There's always, like Dan said, there's always 3 or 4 shows every single weekend. It just takes the energy out of everything.
It's definitely a flippers mentality here in SoCal, which is probably what's made us so tough. You and me, Merlin, that like we come out of SoCal, that we're hardened veterans when we go into these other shows, just because we've been beat up so much back home.
Feed the gods, agree with you, Dan. For me as a collector, only person, my mindset with all these SoCal shows basically came down to is what's the difference from this show to another? We don't have a Dallas here.
Yeah, but hopefully the Del Mar show is going to be really good, and then there's a Burbank show in August, which is supposed to be really big. So hopefully these shows will start to consolidate, and we'll have like 1 or 2 really good shows here in SoCal where we can be proud of those. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on here. Who is this guy?
I know. Who's the Merlin Possible Merle World Canada? Okay.
Is this a Merlin Maniac fan club in Canada? What is going on here, guys?
So. I don't know, man. Pretty creepy. They just took my logo and changed it, and they've got the Canadian flag as a card in the middle. They really put some effort into my logo.
Okay. Oh, is there a Canadian flag in there?
Yeah, in the card. See it in the middle of the sand there instead of like a card.
So, okay. So what's going on here, guys? This is new, but
Big Dilla going down up north.
Somebody's trolling you. Somebody's trolling you.
Edmonton over the weekend for a 142G. Yep. But I mean, he's asking legit questions, so whatever. World Cards Canada.
We don't know what's going on here. We're as surprised as anybody else here. So this is interesting.
Yes.
We need to talk to this guy. Tell us who you are.
Okay. Jordan Riker, Dan, did you tell Merlin about the Canada idea?
Yes. So we are, me and Merlin, and hopefully Sunday League Investor, if he can get his passport in place. We're going to try to go to the next Canada show, whenever that is. I think June or something like that. So
okay, well,
it's in the works.
Chicago, right?
Yes. So okay. Chicago is that month too. But if we can't go to Canada,
I have my passport. It's
yeah. Because Jordan here just went to the Canada show this past weekend in Edmonton, and from his reports, he's saying that it might be a play for us because it's like 80 to 90% hockey there.
Well,
So
that's
for
what you
us,
text me, right? You said
yeah,
it's all hockey, but if we have
yeah.
stuff different, then that would be good counter programming, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I think it'd be fun just to go to check it out, see
I'm
all
down, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
see all our
I've never been
Canadian
to
fans,
Canada
eh?
either.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
we'll
my
try it out. We'll
passport's
try it.
valid, so I'm ready.
We'll try it out. We'll see.
Okay.
Da, 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 da.
And I'm vaccinated. We have to be vaccinated. You're vaccinated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I am too.
Yep.
Modern Crime and Cards. I'm bringing some fire for you. For me or for Dan, Modern Crime. I'm going to flip a coin to see who I offer the Star Wars Superfractor to first. Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay.
And then
All right.
what?
All right. We're gonna have to fight over that. We're gonna have to fight over that. You know what? We shouldn't. We
I've
shouldn't
got
even
mine
fight.
too. I've got
Yeah.
one, not only one that I
Yeah.
sold you. You have my
Listen.
Kurosawa, but also have
Listen.
the Bearing Friends one as well. And I got a
Listen,
PSA
Merlin.
now.
I don't want to fight with you, Merlin. So here's
Okay,
what I'll do.
don't
If
fight
one
me.
of us, if one of us passes, great. If both of us want it, we should just go in on the card together. That's what I say.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that. We'll see what kind of card he has.
Which is his Superfractor, though.
Who knows? Who knows what it is?
Okay. Good evening,
Vintage
gentlemen.
Lord.
Good evening, Vintage Lord. M2 Fast. Is vintage cards getting hot? Are you guys selling vintage cards? Yes and yes.
I've been saying vintage is the safest play that you can make for a long time, and I'm actually converting more of my inventory to vintage. I think I want to go like probably 30-40% vintage cards to kind of balance out my my inventory. But yeah, definitely vintage cards is always a good play in my mind.
Definitely, yes. They're definitely on fire right now still. In all sports as well. There he is, Banff here. Who's Banff?
I don't know, Banff. Look at this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Who is Mer World Cards Canada? Interesting. I don't even know. Hit me up on IG, Mer World Cards Canada. Are you my brother or cousin? I've never met you. Will I meet you in Canada if we go up there? Shiny Cardboard Addict. Spider-Man metal coming to retail is going to be huge for Marvel cards, in my humble opinion. I imagine. Do you agree? Yes.
Yes,
I'm
100%,
sure the hype
guys.
is definitely going to be there. How it'll end up, I do not know. But at the beginning, it'll definitely have a lot of fire. For sure.
I think it's going to be hyped up. I think we can take lessons from what happened with WWE Prism, where I'm sure these breakers, I don't know how they get such allocations, such crazy allocations, but I'm sure these people will just be ripping tons of this product and hyping it up and shield bidding all that stuff within the first couple of weeks. But then, things will settle down and then you'll see more of a level market price for the cards. But definitely, I've been looking at some of the cards. They look pretty damn cool. So I myself will definitely be buying those boxes, and unless they're like crazy price, but I'll be buying them, and or at least buying the cards at least. And then that will reignite the Marvel interest, I think.
Have you bought any WW Prism?
I bought one card.
You
on eBay.
did finally.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I bought a Charlotte Flair gold champions card.
A who?
Charlotte Flair.
You love Charlotte Flair.
Oh, she's the best. She's like, people don't even realize what she is. They take her for granted. But if you compare her to every other female superstar out there, she is hands down the GOAT. And I think that once she starts wrestling men, which I'm pretty sure
say that. I heard rumor is she's going to start wrestling men.
She has to. She has to at some point because she's just like so much better than everybody else. The only credible wrestler that could actually go against her is probably, besides Ronda Rousey, but that's different because she's a professional fighter. But I would think Rhea Ripley would be the only credible person that I could see taking on Charlotte, just in terms of like size and strength and ability.
And she went full heel last night.
Yeah. So Rhea Ripley is also a favorite of mine, but everybody else, like you put her against like Sasha Banks. She's just like too big and powerful for her. Becky Lynch, way better worker than her. Who's the other person?
Definitely.
Alexa Bliss doesn't even compare in size.
Yeah, she's only 5'1".
Yeah,
how tall is Charlotte Flair? Like 5'10"?
Like 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", something like that. Maybe Bailey, but when Bailey comes back, who knows? But she's just better than everybody else. So I'm definitely PCing Charlotte Flair. And
one person who I can see that would be a contender. She's in the AEW. That's what's her face, who won the champion. Jade. Yeah, Jade, yes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, in terms of like size and athletic ability,
She's
for
going to need to
sure.
get more seasoned, I think.
Yeah. So, yeah, so she's my favorite person to collect. So that's the one card I bought so far. Let me see here.
Who we have next?
So I guess read some of these comments here.
Filtering through them. We have so many. Okay. Okay, Axel C, what's up, guys? That Canada version is super creepy. Oh, I think I know, right? There he is. Canada needs the Dan and Merle fire, and Toronto is a spot to unleash it. It's our New York.
Yeah.
Thanks, More World Cards Canada. MCC System Trend. What is considered vintage for Marvel?
Well, most people will say the 90s stuff is vintage, but
yeah,
technically it's not compared to like what we talk about with sports cards. But for vintage Marvel, they make stickers in the 1980s, and then they also made like stickers in the 1960s, I think. So I would consider those to be like the true vintage. But you know, I mean, stuff that
80s,
was
90s.
Yes, stuff that was made in the 90s. That was like 30 years ago, guys. So you know, that's pretty old, I think.
Yeah, wouldn't all the stuff, all the Marvel masterpieces of the 90s be vintage now?
I mean, I would say so. Like you have to use it in comparison to other things. Like with baseball cards have been around for like 100 years, right? So anything pre 1970s is considered vintage. But really, Marvel cards, except for those stickers that came out, really they didn't start until the 90s. So if you're looking at the 90s as the first year that they really came out, then I would say the 90s stuff would be considered vintage compared to today's stuff. You know, even though it's not like really like it was like mass produced and stuff like that, but. I don't know. That's just me.
Okay, who do we have next?
Hold on.
I think System Trend. Feed the Gods. Aaron, my favorite wrestler from WWE are the Undertaker and Rhea. I guess that's Rhea Ripley, correct? I want to start collecting them, but don't know where to go. Any advice? You know, I would just look on eBay and ComC. You probably find some good Undertaker and Rhea. Rhea's definitely cheap. Undertaker, I've bought some stuff recently, like some of the refractor stuff that I bought of Undertaker, some, serial numbered stuff. You can also find like the Cardinal. I found the Undertaker rookies of the Merlin and Classics from 91. If you want to find his rookie cards, which that was the Merlin and the Classics, Aaron, of 91. You can still find it pretty cheap.
Yeah, I would say try to buy for Rhea. I would try to buy like refractors, numbered refractors.
Does she have a Transcendent? I think.
Yeah, she does. On card auto.
Like undisputed.
Yeah, and with no, well, just whatever, they have like so many on card autos, Topps Finest, Topps Chrome.
Okay.
And then same thing with the Undertaker. So just try to start off with like autos, on card autos, and numbers. Okay. In fact, I'll show you one right here.
And it's crazy how cheap they are still. So I would get it while it's still cheap. Dan's going to go look for one right now. So like he's saying the on-card autos are right now undisputed.
So here is the Undertaker's pack pulled on-card auto from 1994 Action Packed.
Oh, wow.
Okay? So check that out. See, it's hard to see because it's gold.
That's like a vintage one now.
Yeah. Okay. But you see his auto there.
That's kind of like the one I had for Macho Man, correct?
Yeah. Same, came out of same pack. So that would be the Grail card, I would say, to hunt for. And then here's a Rhea Ripley Transcendent on card auto number 1 of 5. So check that out. So you can find like really cool stuff like this. Okay.
Like those.
I like this comment here.
Did you like those, Aaron? Victor, Murder Road Cards is so super awesome that I've decided to unfollow all other card collector influencers. That's right, Victor. Murder Road Minion for life. Thank you. You're a Merlin maniac, dude. Thank you so much, man.
Now, do you like Merlin Maniac or do you like Merle World Minion? Because
I don't like Merle World Minion.
That has a ring to it.
You're not beneath me, Victor. You're above me, dude.
No, Minions are cool now.
Merlin Maniac.
Ever since Groot came out, the word Minion has become trendy, I think.
Minion sounds like a peasant. I don't like that.
A peasant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zachary Lipman, what would you say is your favorite Marvel card that you currently have?
Well, with me, it's PMGs. So I've kind of put my stake into PMGs. So I'm always going to promote those. So, but if I'm going to be like, if I want to give more of an answer, I would say PMGs 2017 specific is my favorite year.
The
2013 and
Spider-Man ones,
2017.
right?
Yeah. And then, Marvel Exquisites cards I think are beautiful.
Yeah, I love those.
And then 1992 Marvel Masterpiece is my favorite.
Your sheet right there behind you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I like those as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like my Zendaya purple metal gem that I was chasing. I got a PSA 9 of that I recently acquired and got it graded. That's one of my favorites. But I love the Exquisites. I love the MCU autographs of those Black Diamond Exquisites as well. Most of them got sold, but I'd like to get a hold of some more. But yeah, like those a lot. Zachary, what's been in your corners lately? I guess we said a lot of the LA shows, but anything else, Dan? You have that smirk on your face.
For me, what's been in my corner?
Anything lately?
You know, I think I talked about this last week. I can't even remember, guys. I go on so many rants now that sorry, I lose track.
I know, we don't sound like negative Nellies all the time.
Yeah,
like we're always bitching.
Yeah. I try not to do that, but I would say what's still on my mind, top of mind for me that I'm trying to come up with clever content to discuss. I know I haven't put out a video in a couple weeks, but I'm trying to like figure a way out to talk about this stuff without like sounding like I'm bitching about it. But
right.
People who try to undermine people's confidence in the market, in what they collect, the type of cards they collect, the market they collect in, those people that put out those kind of content and kind of like what I talk about, like rooting for people to lose, that stuff that still bothers me a little bit just when I see that kind of stuff online, because then it creates scenarios where people think, they ask me questions like, is the Marvel market dead, or should I sell off, or where should I put my money, and this and that. And I just feel like those people are being influenced by what they're seeing on social media, and I just don't like that. I feel like you should use those other every form of content as a way to do research and make your own decisions, but don't let those people undermine your confidence in what you're doing. To find success. This is okay, guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on a rant here. Okay, bear with me. Okay, but when you want to do anything, okay, whether it's school, work, hobby, start a business, whatever, right? You have to have conviction in yourself, your abilities, your decisions that you make, things like that. And you can't let other people undermine your confidence by telling you why it's a bad idea or why you shouldn't do that. Because there's a couple ways you can look at it, right? I believe that people are just naturally negative. So when you give an idea to people, they're always going to like see the bad things in it instead of seeing the positive sides, or they're going to just say no because it's easier to say no than yes. So there's going to be that. There's also going to be people that are going to root for you to fail because they don't want to see you succeed for whatever reason. Maybe they're jealous or whatever, right? So just have conviction in your own decisions, and you can apply that to cards by just saying whatever you like to collect. Okay. Don't let anybody tell you what to collect. You collect what you like. Okay. You will know it when you see it. If you see it and it sparks some joy in you, then you know you like it, right? Collect what you like. And then if you're looking at it in terms of investing, if you're going to be spending a lot of money on these things, then, do your own research, figure out where you want to put your money, figure out where's the best use of your resources, and then just stick with it, right? Don't be like a fair weather collector where if everybody's chasing one thing, you jump on the bandwagon and you chase it, and then when everybody sells off, you sell it off too. Don't be like that, because the really successful people in any type of market or category, those are the people that ride the waves, right? When things are going well, they take their profits. When things are going bad, they don't sell off, they buy more, things like that. So when I see posts of people making fun of WWE cards or Marvel cards or whatever else they're making fun of, I just kind of like roll my eyes, because I just think those people, although some of them are jokes, right? Some of them are jokes. We can laugh out of it, but other people don't see it as jokes. Other people might see it as like trying to undermine their confidence in the decisions that they make. So, anyways, that's the only rant I'm going to have about that. You have anything to add?
No, there's always those people, man. I have even like friends like that too. They're always negative about everything, but they always seem to know everything too. They always seem to have all the answers, but they always seem to be miserable. And there's also people in this hobby that same way. They always seem like they know everything. They have all the answers, but they're just always want to be miserable, and they always want to pull people down with them. And they don't want people to be happy. They want people to be just as miserable as they are. And you just gotta like push those people to like just whatever. Like I want people to be happy as happy and do what you want to do and what you're passionate about. And if you want to like have a hobby collecting Beanie Babies again, then damn it, do the Beanie Babies. Even if they're worthless, that's what you enjoy doing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's your decision. If you want to, collect the G.I. Joe cards, do the G.I. Joe, it's or Ninja Turtles or whatever. That's your decision, folks. Yes.
The next big pump, guys. The next big pump. G.I. Joe to the moon. Guys.
But that's your choice, and everything is collectible. It's just it's all supply and demand, and that's what makes things, grow. The investment grow, and the prices escalate if the demand is high. But even if you don't care about that, then that's your choice. Don't let people pull you down and
you know what
an idiot about it.
What makes this like top of mind to me is that I was at the show this weekend, and I was just talking to different dealers, and some of these dealers that I'm talking to, they just seem like really sad because they weren't making deals or whatever, or their cars are lost value.
About me, man.
And I'm just like, I feel bad for these guys because like it's tough to try to sell cards, right? Like it's fun to collect, but it's tough to make money. That's what I tell people. It's not an easy job. So I never like it when I see people like down, because I know that they'll probably leave the hobby or something like that. So and I think part of that goes to all the negativity that we see on social media from different content that we consume. So I just try to, like, anytime I see somebody like sad like that, I just try to encourage them to stick with it, because the market goes up and down, right? So just stick with it. Maybe look to alternative things to buy, but just have fun with it. That's what I try to tell people. That's why I made that post over the weekend about like being nice to dealers, because you never know if they're having a really good day or a really bad day. So just try to be nice to them, because it could make all the difference, and you could get a really good deal out of it.
I don't know, you can. I'm telling you, I would rather make a great deal with someone who butters me up than someone who comes and is an asshole to me and tries to put down my card and says, I want a discount with that. Because I'm surprised of how many people come and shit on my card and still want a discount on that card. And they don't understand, if they buttered me up and talked highly about the card, I would give them a better discount. So it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Why do people do that? Why do they think they would? Why do they think I would give them a deal if they shit on my card? Sorry, my language, folks, but why do they do that?
Well, that's a negotiation tactic, where you try to like point out all the flaws. You point out all the flaws in something so that you can try to like justify why you're going to give like a lower than asking price. So that's a tactic that people use in other areas. But I think with cards, you can't really do that.
No, I'm not going to tell a girl how her flaws and how ugly, and then expect a date from her. I'm going to butter her up, tell her how good looking she is. Her shoes look nice. Her dress looks beautiful on her. Would you like to go on a date? But I'm going to say like, oh my God, that makeup looks terrible on you.
Right. You could, if you're just nice, you guys will find out that if you're just nice and respectful, you can get a lot of things done. You can get a lot of things done, especially when you're negotiating a deal, just by being nice and respectful to somebody and engaging them in conversation. You'd be surprised where it can go,
Yes,
for sure. For me
definitely.
personally, I always, am more willing to do deals when I'm having a good conversation with somebody and they're being cool with me. You know what I mean? Versus somebody
Exactly. Thank you.
versus somebody who's like, telling me all the bad things about a card and then ask for the card at a discount. Just that's just not
Well,
a
how
good
about
way
those
to do
people that say,
business.
"Oh, it's like it's a PSA 10, let's say, of like a Luka Doncic or someone, or yeah, like an expensive card or a nice Michael Jordan." But they say, "Oh, I think there's a little hairline in the slab. Why don't you give me $1,000 off the card?" And I'm
What
like,
I
"Well, why don't
say,
you just
what
send
I
it
say
back
to
to
that,
PSA?"
I tell them to go buy a graded guard, or I was talking about graded guard is our other friend, but go buy a slab mag.
How about I give you $50? You send it back to PSA.
Yeah, here's a graded guard. Go buy either a graded guard or a slab mag. That's what I tell them.
Oh, Sad Pele. Look at Sad
Yeah.
Pele.
Like, just to give you an example, over the weekend I was talking to this guy and he's like, he pulled up, he wanted one of my cards and he didn't like the price of it, and he pulled up a comp and he said, well, the last one sold for less than half of what you're asking. And I looked at it, I was like, dude, that's from like March of last year.
No, a guy did that to me this
Yeah,
weekend as well, like
yeah.
something back in November, and I'm like, but dude, like it sold, like you showed me 500 back in November, but it just sold like last week for 1,000.
I think we've been giving away too many of our secrets because I think people have been trying to tenderize us a little bit too much
It
lately.
doesn't work that way. Like we're a little smarter than that, folks. We're not
Yeah.
like I'm not a damn like hillbilly who just arrived in Hollywood last week, folks. Come on.
Yeah.
I know I sound like it, but come on.
Right. Okay, let's get back to the comments here. Enough
Okay,
ranting.
Zach. Okay, we already answered Zach's. Mervin again. Do you guys think there's a buying opportunity now for Marvel PMGs? Yeah. What about that, Dan? We haven't discussed this.
I would say yes. I would say yes because I mean the prices. Okay, there's a couple ways you can look at this, right? The prices in, like, let's just say December, January are relatively like where they are today. Maybe they were less back then. Okay, and people didn't want to buy them. Then February, March, they get astronomically high, and then people complained that they're too high and that they're not worth that much. Okay, and
Okay.
now they're back down. So if you want Marvel PMGs, now's your chance to get in on them. While they've come down a lot since their peaks. Will they go down more? Who knows? That kind of depends on the supply versus the demand dynamic. But for me, I'm a big PMG advocate. I'm a big PMG fan. So definitely, I'm looking to pick up whatever I can. The ones that I wanted, anyways, that were like unattainable to me a couple months ago, such as like the Spider-Man ones. You can actually get a Spider-Man PMG now for like under like a few $1,000s. Like
Now, what year Spider-Man is this?
any year. The best ones are going to be 2013, in my
Right.
opinion, 2013 and 2017. Although 2015 is a really cool design too. But I personally I like 2013, 2017. That's my favorite.
Now, Dan, you told me about a rumor about these PMGs and that how it hurt the market. Now, is someone going to start address this rumor soon, or what? Like, I don't want you to talk about it or maybe open a can of worms, but
Oh
is
man,
someone going to address this story or not?
you put me in a very uncomfortable position here, Merlin.
I know that, but I'm not going to say anything. That's why I said as a rumor, and that's all
Yeah,
I'm going to say.
But if we don't say anything, people are going to be wondering what it is.
Well, that's but I'm not going to open up a can of worms.
All right. I don't know. I don't know if I'm comfortable talking about this thing. Okay, but
You don't have
basically,
to, man. But
to give you guys some background information, from my sources within the community, okay, which I have some very deep sources. I've got some very, very deep sources, like straight to the decision makers themselves. But they gave me information that gave me a different perspective on what happened with those golden auctions. But if I mention it, it's going to be a huge conspiracy theory. Who knows? It's going to card porn is going to try to cancel me or something like that. I don't know. Lameme James going to attack me.
This is like the QAnon of PMG here, guys.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily want to fight that battle myself.
Yeah.
But I do have a different perspective on that auction, on what happened in an auction and the effects of that auction. Which is interesting because somebody wrote in one of my comments, I forget, like on one of my posts or something, and somebody wrote an analysis on my Instagram exactly what I heard, exactly what I
really
heard. And, yeah,
and what post was this on your Instagram? So if I want to go look,
I don't even know. It's just one of my recent posts, but somebody like yesterday, somebody wrote an exact analysis.
It was a Marvel card.
Yes, okay. And I was like shocked, to be honest. So that's why. I don't know if I want to discuss it. If you guys want to talk about it, we'll talk about it a little bit, but I don't know if I want to open up the can of worms. So let's just go through the comments here. Let's see what
want to talk about it.
let's see what the viewers here say, and maybe we can change the subject before I get pressured into this. Let's see here.
Let's go. Who we have the next question, Dan?
So we got this troll in here. I'm gonna have to put him in timeout for a little bit here.
The troll timeout troll.
Yep.
Dexflow Toys, Great Curator. I just bought a case of 85 Transformers action cards. See, there you go. A PSA 10 Optimus Prime rookie just sold for $1,000. Holy moly cow! See, there you go.
I would say I'm a big Transformer fan, just like everybody else. I bet.
Yeah, that's your generation.
Yeah, I would say that is a play. Those 1985 Transformers cards. Because so what he's talking about, guys, if you remember from those toys, those Transformers toys, they had like art on the package. They make cards of the art on those packages, and they sell that stuff. It's not very common either. They're hard to find, especially in good condition. So I think that would be a play if you got some
of like how to like put cards. Them together and like from
no, it's just like box art. It's like box art,
right? But like what their robot and what their Earth form is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then so it's pretty cool. So check it out.
I used to buy them all for my cousins and everything. I was a teenager then, so I was a little too old. Mervin, I tried to always swing against the current. Bought out Tony Hawk PSA 10 rookie. Is that the SI Kids one? Super low pop.
Yeah.
Or is that the one from the packs? If that's a SI Kids one, then that's super sweet. That has to be some money. Pokey Hello Sports. What's the coolest WWE Panini Prism card that you guys have seen out there? I haven't seen anything out there yet. Dan, I did buy a WWE Prism card. Someone posted it pretty dirt cheap, but I bought an auto of Braun Breaker.
Oh,
that's right here.
That's an interesting play.
Pretty cheap, and I was like, why not get it? So there it is.
Yeah, they're trying to push that guy. So
exactly. So
yeah,
I thought it was an offer I couldn't refuse, so I bought it.
The coolest ones I've seen, I mean, obviously the Color Blasts are really interesting to me. I like that one. I would say besides the Color Blast, I think that Undertaker card where he's like a shadow and all black. I think that's really cool. Somebody just posted the gold prism Undertaker of that card, that version of the card. So that's really cool. Any of the gold prisms or cards are really cool. Right. I saw Hulk Hogan gold auto, which was pretty cool.
Ooh, really?
But it's a sticker auto. You know, it's a sticker auto, which is such a shame on that.
Now, are there any like Hall of Famers for the Color Blast? Because I don't know.
No, I mean I've seen like who have I seen? I've seen Big E. I've seen Big E, Sasha, Becky Lynch.
Cena has a Color Blast,
Brock,
right?
Cena, but he's not in the Hall of Fame. I haven't seen The Rock.
Okay.
That's about it. That's all I can remember off the top of my head.
Oh, Cena's not in the Hall of Fame yet?
No.
But he will be, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
That's a given.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's probably the coolest ones. I like the gold prisms and the Color Blast myself. And the black prisms are really cool. I think the black prisms are like one of ones. So those are pretty cool.
And are they selling?
Well, a lot of people that have them on eBay right now have them on like buy it now or best offer, but they put like 10 grand, 15 grand. Some of them put like 50 grand on it. That's just not realistic right now for somebody to pay that much for it. So I don't know if they're selling or not. And we'll have to kind of wait and see how that turns out.
Okay. Zachary, what's the Great Curator PMG? That is sick. You need to sign it and make it a 1-to-1. Would sell for $20,000. One day soon, guys.
Yes.
I'm gonna own a signed one day, guys.
Yeah.
The Great Curator signed PMG.
This is actually I don't know if you can tell, but it says 1 of 1 right there.
Oh,
it's
I do see it. Yes.
Yeah.
See at the very bottom area one.
Yes. When you hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, they give you this as part of your gift basket.
Oh, they do?
No. It's a custom card by Toki Cards. So he can make custom cards. He can make one of you, if you want. They're really cool, and they're only like $45 to make them, so it's pretty cool. Okay, who else here?
Let's see. We already answered Zachary's question. Who do we have next? Dexflow Toys. I've been going heavy with WWE. I've always been a fan. Prism has only made my desire stronger. So Dexflow, have you gone back and started buying up more of the tops and refractor cards and autos and vintage?
Yeah, so this is
myself. Have you, Dan? Have you been doing that?
Yes, I have. I've been buying, other things, but this is really interesting to talk about too, because I mean, they made wrestling cards for the last 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But wrestling cards haven't been super popular. And now suddenly Prism comes out, which they bring the brand name of Prism, and suddenly they're really popular and people are buying these wrestling cards. So it's acting as like a gateway to other collectors jumping in who want to buy the Prism. And then when they buy the Prism, they're going to go back and they're going to buy the Topps Chrome and the Transcendence and all that other stuff. And then they'll probably go back even farther and start buying the vintage stuff. And this is how it works, guys. This is why we want to promote the new stuff, because it acts as a way, as a bridge to maybe non-collectors jumping into that category. And it just helps build the community. And the bigger the community gets, the more demand that will overtake supply, and the values of our cards will rise, guys. That's why it's so important for us to always promote new people coming into the hobby, always promote different types of cards that people collect. Don't look down on other people's collections or other weird stuff out there, because it could just act as a gateway to other people jumping into the hobby. And what's really cool about what they're doing now is I was watching Monday Night Raw, and I saw a commercial on national TV, a commercial for Prism. Yeah. Prism. Yeah, WWE Prism cards. When's the last time you saw a commercial for any type of card out there? Can you think of one? Football, baseball, basketball?
No,
anything?
Not since like the 90s, I think.
No, but now they're showing commercials of WWE Prism on Monday Night Raw, on SmackDown.
Oh, geez.
And all the people that are watching, all the wrestling fans are going to see that, and I guarantee you they'll be like, "Hey, that's kind of cool," and they're going to try to get into the card market. And if you guys can remember when you guys first got back into the market, you start doing your research. You say, "Oh my God, these cards are worth how much?" Then you start to think it to yourself, "Oh, maybe I can make money doing this," and whatever. And you go down the rabbit hole and you start buying all the stuff that interests you. And that's exactly what we want. That's the kind of mainstream attention that we want with cards. So going back to my rant, because I got to tie this back into my rant, guys. That's why we can't undermine the confidence in these different categories by saying, "Oh, it's shield bid," or "Oh, it's a hype and these cards are not worth anything," because you don't know these people that are coming into the market who are consuming the content that's out there and trying to do their research. You don't want to make them turn away, because we want the hobby to grow. Okay.
And even I've always liked wrestling anyway, so it didn't really matter much to twist our arm. Just Cardi, thoughts on vintage F1 cards?
I'm not into F1 myself. I've got one F1 card that I picked up in a trade, but this is not really like an F1 talk show, I would say. But I know F1 is a huge market. I would say the people that collect F1 are as passionate about that as me and Merlin are about Marvel and all the other stuff that we collect. So I definitely think if you do the research, F1 could be a play, and vintage F1 cards could definitely be a play.
I'm sure it's picking up. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
With the market, modern market picking up so well.
Mm-hmm.
I love podcasts. We want to hear about your exclusive PMG information. Oh,
Okay, well, let me think about that. Let me think about
okay.
that.
Let them think about it. Zachary Merle, do you have a man cave? What is in it? Can we see it if you do? Zachary, right now my man cave is occupied by my brand new dog.
Can I
He's
ask you,
roaming
like,
around. Yeah.
can I ask you what's the deal with all those flowers that I've been seeing in the background? Hey, like,
I'm just trying because it's springtime. Trying to bring some joy to the room right now. I'm trying. I'm a little behind. I'm trying to get my interior designer to come over here pretty soon. So I'm
I
trying
mean,
to get,
it's nice. I like it. I like the flowers.
hopefully I'm going to have this rearranged pretty soon to look like Dan's room. Um, so I'm a little
Yeah,
behind. So
yeah,
we just moved in here last year.
yeah.
So
I'd like to see the
in due
lava lamp turned
time,
on.
it'll look more like Dan's room.
Yeah,
So
I'd like to see the lava lamp turned on though. But I like the flowers. It's
it
a nice
is.
touch.
It'll get designed. I have a lot of like concert posters, everything I'll have in here. So this will turn into the man cave because right now my dog has overtaken the one that was my place.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a big TV where I relax in my big couch and watch. I watched Coachella. I had Couchella this weekend. I didn't leave my couch except for the card show, and I watched Coachella. Dexflow Toys, GC and Merle, do you think because a lot of dealers are paying off their taxes from sales right now, there's deals to be had? I know I owe 12,000, so I've been selling. Jesus Christ Almighty! Well, yeah, ooh, that's a lot of money. So maybe but you got to itemize your stuff, folks. You got to write everything down, man. Like
So
everything you
let's
buy and sell, invest in. You got to like put it. You need a good accountant. You need a good CPA.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're doing this yourself, then and you're owing $12,000, then you might want to find yourself an accountant, folks. And you need to itemize everything. You need to Excel. You should see all my Excel sheets. I had to file an extension, guys, because I wasn't ready, and we've been traveling so much that I had to file an extension. So I'm going to get mine turned in June 18th, I think, because I still was way behind. And I'd rather just get it all perfectly done than have it turned in sloppy. Dan?
Yeah, let's talk about this for a second because I think this is very valuable. And
It is.
We usually don't talk about like boring topics like this, but I think if you guys are interested, we can definitely share some tips of things that we do that I think that everybody can benefit from. Hold on, give me a second. Let me pull up something real quick here.
Yeah, I mean, I look at everything on my credit cards, guys, my check cards, balances, and everything. And like my CPA has all these different sheets that he makes me write down. He doesn't want me to see all the itemizations. He doesn't want to see my Excel sheets, my spreadsheets. He just wants the final tally total numbers of this and this and that and that. And then all my travels, the dinners or whatever. And then everything that I've paid for the cards, all that stuff that I've paid, the over-unders, all that. He just wants the final tally, and then he tallies it all up himself, and he's a great accountant, and he also does my entertainment. So I'm also an editor. So everything I do, if I go see movies, I've got to go to concerts. That is, itemizations. And so he does all my entertainment itemizations and then adds that with my card itemizations. So thank God I have a good CPA. That I'm very thankful for it. Dan, your turn.
Okay, so here's my tip, guys. So whoever's been hanging out with us for the last hour, congratulations. I'm about to give you guys some bit of knowledge that's going to save you thousands of dollars. For those people, for those people that are watching this on the playback, you stopped at the right time. Okay. All right. So this is what I do, and I guess we have to make those stupid disclaimers. This is not tax advice, whatever, right? Go seek a professional for advice.
Yeah, we are not accountants, professional accountants.
You know why they have to do that stuff is because this is another thing that I'm going to rant about. This is another thing that bends my corner. We have to make stupid disclaimers like that because people, when they erroneously rely on people's advice, whatever, without doing their research, and then it doesn't work out the way they think it is, they try to blame those people for their failures. And it causes like people do lawsuits and they get in litigation because of that and things like that.
Yes.
So now we have to say these stupid things when it's like obvious, right? It's obvious. Anybody that's watching this could tell that we're not like CPAs. We're not accountants. We're not giving like that type of advice, but you know, it just really bends my corner when people try to rely on other people's content or something that somebody else says, and then they act on it because of that, and then it doesn't go their way, and then they don't take responsibility for not doing their own due diligence. Okay, but anyways, let's save that rant for next week. Okay,
Okay.
This is the tip that I'm going to give you guys. Okay, tip number one: get this book. Okay, tax-free
Tax-free
wealth.
wealth.
Okay. It's part of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad series. You can get this on Amazon for like $10, $12. Okay.
Tax-free wealth.
Yeah. Tax-free wealth. Get it on Amazon. Buy this book tonight. Buy this book tonight. Okay, guys. You buy it, you read it, you will thank me later. You'll spend $12. Okay. And even if you get
That's it. Just $12, folks. Look on Amazon.
Like that.
Not much. Can't be much.
And even if you get just one line of knowledge in this book, it will save you thousands of dollars for the rest of your life in taxes. Okay. But in this book, I don't know if you can see it, but like, oh, what's that?
Ooh, what was that?
That was Natalia. Check it out. That was Natalia. my Natalia bookmark. I didn't know that was in there.
Natalia from the WWE.
But like I read this and I read the book page cover to cover, and I highlight all the things that are applicable to me, all the things that like stand out to me, and I take notes on this. And what this book will do is it will teach you the tax system. Okay, the tax system is a big game that you have to learn to play. If you don't learn to play, then you just pay what they tell you to pay, and you shut your mouth and you complain about it or whatever. But that's it. Yep. But if you learn to play the tax system, then you can structure your taxes, your income, your businesses to the most advantageous way possible to minimize or even completely mitigate all your taxes. Okay. So that's the first tip I'll tell you guys. Buy this book. It's really easy to read. Probably take you like 2 weeks to read it if you're a slow reader like me. Maybe longer. I mean, maybe shorter if you read fast, if you consume knowledge fast. Buy this book, okay, and take notes on it. That's step one. Mm-hmm. Step number two: after you read this and you kind of take your notes and you digest the information, go make an appointment with like 2 or 3 or 4 CPAs, okay? Yes. And ask those CPAs questions of things that you learned in this book. If they give you the answer that you already know the answer to because it's in the book, yes, then you use that CPA. If they don't know what the answer is, you don't use them. If they give you an answer but they say it's too risky or whatever, then you probably don't want to use those CPAs. You want to use a CPA that is not afraid to take a risk with your taxes, because taxes is all about self-reporting, your income and things like that. So a lot of CPAs that I've dealt with will be naturally conservative because they don't want to get in trouble when they file your taxes. They don't want to be audited. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to be responsible. And those guys are not the type of CPAs you want. Those type of CPAs, they just have software and they deal with like easy returns. Like guys who have W2 income.
Oh my gosh, I paid the price once.
You want to pick a CPA that knows how to deal with business owners, because that's what everybody that's watching this that buys and sells cards, you guys are business owners. You own a business where you buy, sell, and trade cards. That's a small business. So you got to deal with a CPA that knows how to deal with those type of things and knows how to take the right deductions and things like that. Okay. So interview like 2 or 3 different CPAs until you find a guy that gives you all the right answers and you're comfortable working with. And then after you do that, step 3 is you tax plan. You got to meet with this guy towards the end of the year, which is what I do. Like towards like November, December is when I meet with my tax guy and I do the tax planning. I tell him, this is how much I made. These are all the expenses. These are my deductions, whatever. And he tells me, okay, we can arrange it this way, this way, this way. Okay. It looks like you're going to have to pay this much. So if you don't want to pay this much, you got to make a couple more deductions by the end of the year. So we tax plan. Okay. And then going into the following couple months when you actually have to file your return, you've got it set in such a way where there's no surprises and you've hopefully structured it in the most advantageous way possible. And it will take you probably at least 2 years to set up a system in place where you've got your taxes right and you're not overpaying and you're taking all the deductions you can, but it will literally save you literally save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars over the course of your lifetime if you just follow those 3 steps. So that's my best advice for you guys. sports cards, run it like a business. Okay. Run it
Yes.
like a business. Okay. If you want to take deductions on it, you got to learn how to basically, file it as a business. If you have to open up an LLC or whatever you need to do, treat it like a business to take advantage of all that money that you're spending on cards, and all the money that you're losing on cards. You can take advantage of that too. Okay. So keep that in mind.
Exactly.
Yes.
Totally agree. But yeah, if you're doing the taxes yourself and you're paying $12,000, you may want to see a CPA who can specialize and who knows what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't think he said that he's doing it himself. He just says that he has $12,000.
But I'm just saying, if that's the case, you may want to reevaluate your taxes.
You're right. So just that's about as detailed as I can get with this. If you guys want to have a more detailed conversation about it, if you ever see me at a card show, I'll talk about this all day because I feel like very knowledgeable about this and very passionate about it, but we just can't put that information out here because we don't know what kind of Yahoo's going to, use that information. But that's what my suggestions for you guys are. Okay. And if you know how to do it right, you can really, really offset a lot of your tax burden if you guys plan it out well. Okay. All right. So let's get to the next comment there.
Next. Who do we have? All right, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Do it. Mike was at Walmart today and got a box already of WWE Topps Women's League. Oh, okay. Ripped it and have no clue about it. Who are collectible characters? When's the Women's League? I guess that's an older box, not the Prism.
Yeah, I would say the only
Charlotte Flair.
The 4 horsewomen would be the only ones I would collect, and Rhea Ripley. I would add her to that. So Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Bailey, and then I'll put Rhea Ripley, but that's because I like her. You could put Alexa Bliss in there too.
Kinda.
Yeah, you could put her in there too.
Yeah, she's getting up there now. Alexa Bliss. Those are your best ones. Jordan on the inside, Merlin was like, "Damn it, Dan, you had to point out the flowers." No, I don't mind the flowers. I was waiting for him to ask. Bangers and Wax, loving the show, Daniel. First time live. Well, thank you, Bangers and Wax. Don't forget about me either. Dex Flow, I owe $12,000 for my job, not cards. Okay, good. Wow. I am an independent contractor. Won't be buying cards for a couple months. Well, me also. Dex Flow, I'm an independent contractor too because I'm an editor and I'm in the Editors Guild. So I'm also an independent contractor. So I have to do that also with my cards as well. And Dan's a lawyer. So I don't know if he's an independent contractor either or how that works.
I'm not an independent contractor, but I'm a small business owner. That's how I run it. But okay. So since he brought this up, I'm just going to give you guys my second piece of knowledge here. Okay. Go buy this book. All right.
Cash Flow Quadrant by Rich Dad. Another Rich Dad. Do you know this guy?
Costs like $12. Well, he's Asian, so we all know each other.
I think I saw him in Orange County.
Yes. It costs $12, right? But if you read this book, you will understand the different types of ways people make money and how it's taxed. And if you can understand that, right? If you can get
we see the author's name real quick? Can you show that?
He's very famous. He's very famous.
Yeah, but let's see it. Robert Kiyosaki.
Yes, very famous.
Did I say it right with my southern accent?
Yes, a lot of people watching this, they know who this guy is.
Okay,
it's no secret. But if you read this and you understand how the different types of money are made, most people make money by being W-2 employees. Some people are independent contractors. Some people are small business owners, things like that, right?
Well, I just want to say it for the podcast too. I just want people hear it.
Once you understand that, then you can get the tax book and you can combine that knowledge, and then you can really, really, I wouldn't say like I got to be careful how I say. You can really, really plan out how you structure your business, how you pay taxes, and you can maximize your resources.
That's good.
Yeah. So this is something I really believe in because I've been doing it myself for the last 5 years, and it has worked out very well for me. So I hope that you guys can, if you take anything away from this silly podcast that me and Merlin do, please take that away. Please take that like little bit of knowledge that we gave you because it will help you out tremendously for the rest of your life. Okay. Let's go to the next one here.
Okay, who we have next? Michael Ham. Good to see you, Michael. What's up, guys? What's up, Michael? Paulo, have you guys been picking up any vintage Star Wars? I pick up some stuff here and there. Some of the Wonder Bread stuff. And I've also been looking at the 96 finest refractors. They're really hard to find, but I've been looking for some graded ones. If you find any, grab them. Or
I've been buying 1977. If I can find any graded, high graded 1977 Star Wars, I'll try to pick those up.
Me too. They're so hard to find, though.
Mm-hmm.
Cooter, don't forget to keep and maintain good documentation. That is so true. To an object, if it's not documented, it didn't occur.
Yeah, and that's very easy, guys. Just keep a spreadsheet, because most of you guys should be able to track your cards anyways, right? So you're probably tracking your cards on like an Excel spreadsheet or something. So just also keep track of your expenses. And anything, if you run it as a business, anything can be an expense. Grading fees, travel costs, table fees, supplies, subscription services, that you use, all that stuff. Home office, all that stuff.
Yes. Yeah, man. So ever since like the pandemic, well, a couple of movies edited from home too, remotely. That this now is my office. Jordan, Dan and Merlin, please make sure you don't miss any comments. Okay, that's Dan, not me. And Glorious P, taxes aren't hard. Don't overcomplicate things. Nope, you just got to keep organized. That's all.
That's why you hire a good CPA to do it. Make sure it's a CPA. Make sure it's not a tax preparer or TurboTax rep or whatever. Okay, go hire a licensed CPA who knows what they're doing. Make sure they know your story, so what you're trying to do, so that you guys can work together and do your taxes right. And this is what I always say too. Like you could pay. We'll use DexFlow's example, right? We're not trying to pick on DexFlow or anything like that.
No, I understand.
We can use his example. Would you rather pay $12,000 to the IRS, or would you rather pay that $12,000 to your CPA if your CPA ended up saving you an additional $12,000 on top of that, right? So that's kind of my thought process. I'd rather pay my money to the CPA if he can save me money overall than paying it directly to the IRS if I'm not taking advantage of all my proper savings.
Yeah. I went to a workshop at the Guild where I met my CPA.
Mm-hmm. The Guild. Oh, you're
Editors Guild.
Okay, yeah.
Local 700. And I was like, perfect. This is better than one of those like tax chain things like Liberty Tax or whatever. A lot better. Mike Alea, Dan, I want to display a complete set. I have like the masterpieces from frame behind you. I think you said they taped the cards in the frame though. Does that mean you're strictly keeping it for yourself? You think it has much resale value?
Okay, so what they do with this here is they use like special photo tape or something like that, where it's like it doesn't remove the print on anything they do on whatever you put the tape. It's like painter's tape basically, but it's like very light, so it holds it in place, but it can be removed. With that being said, once I pay somebody to do all the work in these cards, I'm not taking this out. It's an art piece. It went from being a card collectible to basically a one-of-a-kind art piece. So if I were ever to sell this, it would be as an entire framed piece. There's no way I would ever take this out. But with that being said, when I gave them the set for this, I gave them a set that had like bent corners and things like that. I didn't care about the condition of the cards because I was going to frame them. I wouldn't use like a mint condition set or anything like that for this because it loses the form of the collectible of being a card. It becomes a framed art piece after that.
Okay. Yeah. Why in the world would you take that out now? There's no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and if you guys want to do this, make sure you talk to the framers to make sure that they understand how to deal with cards, because not everybody knows what it is. Like I've talked to other people when I was getting quotes for this. I talked to other people and they said, yeah, we'll glue the cards down. I'm like, no. You're not going to glue the cards down. Okay. You're going to use I wanted them to do it in a very specific way to preserve the integrity of the cards inside. You know what I mean? I didn't want them to like slather glue and just put it on the back or whatever, because if they mess up, then what do you do after that? Right. So make sure you talk to a framer that knows how to do that. And I did Hobby Lobby They gave me the best deal on that, but not every framer at Hobby Lobby has the same skill set. So just kind of keep that in mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Brooklyn State of Mind. Some fellas getting a late start. Did I miss anything fun? You missed everything.
Oh, a lot. Watch it on the playback. We need the views, guys. So watch
Yes,
it on the
watch it
playback.
again. And we also have it on podcast too. Brendan, ever acquire a card collection through probate auctions? Whoa.
No.
Interesting.
No, I'm assuming he's talking about like if somebody dies and you go to like an estate sale. No, I've never done that before, but I imagine, you could probably find some good stuff. I've just never done that before. Yeah. Okay. So we got to, let's see. I think I already answered this question by Dextro, so we don't need to go over that. But, okay. So did we get through all the topics here? What else did you want to talk about before we wrap this up?
Did we talk more about Star Wars or not? Have we gone through it?
Star Wars. What are we talking about? We're talking about my $1 million Kurosawa card here.
Yes. You got it back.
Yeah, I got this back. It came back a 9. We already knew that because we pre-graded it
twice. But, yes.
Yeah, it kind of. I was thinking like, wow, these things kind of look like PMGs, don't they?
Yes.
So they kind of have like that PMG feel, which is probably why I like this so much. But I got this back, so this is pretty cool. Show that off here. Check that out.
I have the We Are Bearing Gifts 101, and the Kurosawa has more gold shimmer look than mine Bearing Gifts does.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Definitely. So not all of them look like had that PMG type look, but this one just
perfect. It has that gold downtown look, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's just perfect for that. So thank you again for selling me this.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. People ask me how much I think this is worth. I don't know. It's a 1 of 1. It's worth whatever I'm willing to sell it for, right?
Spend on it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
Are you going to bring that to Del Mar with you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll bring it to show off. And if somebody makes me a ridiculous offer, I'll entertain it. But it's not something I'm necessarily looking to move. But
I think some of the Star Wars guys are going to be there. They're going to hound you for it.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I'll enjoy teasing them a little bit here.
Have you opened up any Galaxy boxes?
No, because they've gone up in price so much that I just want to hang on to them and kind of see what's going on. I'm tempted though. I've got 5 of these boxes that I'm sitting on right now.
I have like 6 or 8 now.
Yeah, I'm tempted.
I'm thinking about doing a live stream, maybe opening one up.
Yeah, they're going for like what, $400 now or something like that.
Yeah, they've been fluctuating anywhere from about 400 to 500. They've been going up and down the last few weeks.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit.
Around like Vegas, they went up to 500, then they went down 450, and I think they're around 400, 450 right now.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like when a box gets over like $300, I don't want to rip it, because I just feel like I'm wasting money unless I get a big hit.
I know, but you always think you're going to get that big hit, but it's a gamble. Yeah. Now, is AEW, are they going to be coming out with any Upper Deck stuff soon? They're going to follow up with the stuff they just
have to. They have to.
And soon.
Right? They have to, because that AEW launch was like a flop to me. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but I think that was a flop. And if they see what happens with
it did do well, right?
I don't know. Did it? I mean, those cards look. I wasn't a fan of the cards, to be honest. But with the launch of with the success of Prism, they're probably thinking, okay, we need to step it up, right? So maybe they come out with like a metal, right? A metal like version of AEW cards or something like that. They need to have some PMGs in there, to be honest. They need to come out with PMGs. They need to come out with exquisite, some high-end stuff.
And you're saying this because they're the ones who make the Marvel cards. So they could do that with the AEW cards.
Yeah, correct? They have the license. They have the licenses for that. Because I know, because I heard an interview with Panini over the weekend that they are coming out with different series of the WWE stuff. So they're going to come out with like Optic, Chronicles, and I guarantee you they're going to come out with super high-end product like Immaculate or something like that, or Flawless.
Oh, really? Really?
Oh, yeah. They have to. They got to capitalize on it. So AEW, they got to keep up. Otherwise, Upper Deck's going to lose that license for sure.
They can't drop the ball on that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about. I got
What
on
do
that.
we say? I was trying to see what you wrote
I
in
got on a
something else.
rant. I got on a rant and I lost my train of thought. Oh, I'll just kind of wrap this up here. Because if we keep this going, I might have to go get
We've
my
been on
phone,
a few
my
rants.
charger.
What was the other
Yeah.
rant?
I'm starting to work on a partnership with Zion Cases. So
Okay.
they gave me a discount code that I can share with all you guys. So it's 10% off, which is, it's something at least. I'm trying to get more from them, but they gave me a 10% off code. So if you guys buy anything on their website, just use the code Curator, and then you get like a 10% off if you need to buy a new case. So check that out. Don't have a full on partnership with Zion yet, but I'm working on it to try to get you guys some cool stuff. And then, of course, Slab Mags. I've got a good partnership with them. So if you guys need Slab Mags,
Now, will you be having Slab Mags at the Del Mar show?
Yeah, I ordered 150.
Okay.
150 Slab Mags that I will be selling at the Del Mar show. And breaking news, guys. Breaking news. They're coming out with SGC size cases for the Slab Mags.
Really?
SGC.
When?
Yes. I will debut it at the Del Mar show. I will debut it.
But I'm going to love that because I have a lot of SGC slabs.
Black and gold right now. Black and gold. They have the two colors. I will have an exclusive limited amount there. They've only ordered 1,500 total for this first run. Okay. So if you need some, try to get some.
Money. I need some.
Yeah.
And Great Guard will be set up with us too.
Yeah. Great Guard will be there. So we'll be promoting the guys heavily. So check that out, guys.
Oh, I see. My doppelganger just said AEW Spectrum is coming out in the fall.
Okay, I don't know what Spectrum is, but
either.
Hopefully it's good. You're a doppelganger.
Yeah, no, right?
Yeah. We gotta answer this question here. No, we haven't set a date for Bleecker yet. I gotta lock them down for that.
We gotta do a few things. We got set up things for Del Mar as well. We haven't done either. We gotta talk about that.
Yeah, so we'll do that. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
No, just check out some videos. I'm going to post up some new videos this week as well. I'll follow up with the show that I did this weekend and then talk about the shows coming up. I think there's a premiere show this weekend in Brea, but I'm not setting up. Are you setting up there?
I'm not setting up, but I'll be there.
I'll show up there as well, so I'll see you there. I think it's just better. I think I'm going to work the floor because I never get to walk around ever. So I think I'm going to show up, Marie and I think I'm just going to walk and see if there's any pickups for me.
Even if I don't set up at a card show, I still like to go just to kind of like hang out with the boys,
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to enjoy doing that instead of setting up.
We're addicted. We're addicted. It's in our blood. It's in our blood to go to these card shows. Even if we're not setting up, even if we're not making money, we still got to go because we're addicted to this card life, Anyways, what else? Oh, if you guys haven't done so, please subscribe to Merlin's channel. We need to get his subscriber count up. Please share our stuff with everybody so we can get our subscriber count up because that helps promote us. It helps build our egos so that we spend more time doing this and hanging out with you guys. But other than that, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you got those good details that I gave you earlier in the show. If not, watch it on the playback, but follow those things and it will save you guys a lot of money. Okay, guys?
I learned something. I hope you all did too.
Yeah, we will see you guys next week.
Bye. See y'all next Tuesday. Love you all. Bye-bye. What the hell did you do, Dan? Okay.